Dallas police hours ago released the names of the officers who opened fire outside of the Kahlua discotheque Monday morning. Now, this is the first officer-involved shooting since a new policy of waiting 48 hours to release names of officers in shootings took effect. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in now with that.
Yeah, let's tell you how the new policy came about. Under Chief Brown, officers involved in shootings, their names were put up on the website of the department immediately. The associations cried foul, pushback, been negotiating for about the last year on that. So the chief has made significant changes to the department's policy on officer-involved shootings. Part of it the associations like, another part they don't. Dallas officers opened fire early Monday morning when one of their own, Senior Corporal Ed Lujan, working a part-time job at a club, was run over by a suspect in an SUV. Under new department policies, the names of the officers involved in the shootings just released today, 48 hours after the incident. They are Sergeant Shannon Browning, who's been on the force 8 years, 6 months, and Senior Corporal Antonio Barrientos, serving 5 years, 5 months. A change from what DPD had been doing, releasing names of officers involved in shootings the same day or the next.
We had asked for 10 days mostly for the protection of the officers.
Associations wanted 10 days. They say that would allow time for the officers to protect their social media lives and their families.
There have been incidents where the families were threatened.
Dallas FOP President Richard Todd points particularly to the McKinney pool party incident, where Officer Eric Casebolt slammed a bikini-clad teenager to the ground.
They didn't even have a chance to do a thorough investigation, and he's already getting death threats, and he made the decision that it wasn't worth his family's health and safety, so he resigned.
Chief David Brown says the policy change is in line with what big city departments are doing across the country in an effort to be transparent. Part of Brown's new policy no longer requires an officer to be off the streets 30 days, though, after being involved in a shooting. How long they are off patrol will be based on psychological evaluation after a critical incident. Associations like that.
Very pleased that the chief has reconsidered his position on the 30-day rule. Officers felt like they were being punished. They didn't want to be in those situations. They didn't want to be in a deadly force encounter, and they felt like they were being punished.
But if there is a situation like Dixon Circle 3 years ago where tensions ran high after a deadly force incident, Brown tells me he reserves the right to release an officer's name immediately if he determines it's in the best interest of the community. And Chief Brown tells me he felt like 10 days was just too long. He says he thought 48 hours would give officers time to do what they need to do really to protect their social media and take other precautions as necessary. Now, the FOP says it plans to do what the Philadelphia chapter of that police association has done, go to the Texas state legislature next session, asking them to pass a bill that would prevent an officer's name from being released unless and until he's criminally indicted. Clarice?
Sean, thank you.